we go. Panic averted. Welcome everybody. Who thought, Tom, when we started doing these watch alongs, let's say 3-4 months ago, would you have thought we would have a cup final on our hands?
Oh, I know. This is a big day in the history of West Ham United Football Club. The chance to win some silverware.
Silverware for days is on the offing here.
Set the season off on the right foot.
We could be about to win. I'm going to ask you one thing. Okay, no, they're saying afternoon to us. Good, they can see us. Thank you very much for waiting, everyone, and for switching over from the last stream. We had a minor technical problem, but now we're here, and we're here with you throughout the rest of the match. When it kicks off in 20 minutes, the Betway Cup final, of course, and we'll be here the entire time, and then there will be a review after, in which myself and young Tom will also be doing, because June and Gonzo are not available. There's a separate stream for that, just so people can just watch the review and don't have to watch us for the rest of the time. But we would like to thank you for joining us. Shout out to everyone. Rebecca, Oliver Heathstead, Jeffrey Stelly, James Gunn, Ray Borum, Clayton, Ben Walker, Jez Bish, Hammerhead, East Saxon, Dean Mark. Look at the people are here, Tom.
Lots of people. All here for the Betway Cup. Not here for us. All here for the Betway Cup.
Listen, when very rarely do you get the chance to have such a prestigious trophy. You've got to take it. You've got to take it when you can get there.
And of course,
we do have Maisie with us as well. As the chat will be hyped.
As if she was just called upon there by Rebecca. She heard through the grapevine.
Through the grapevine, as Marvin Gaye once said. So, the game is on Facebook, Clinny. It's being streamed on the West Ham Facebook, and then there'll be highlights later on the West Ham YouTube channel. So we can all watch it together, which will be fun. Tom, how are you feeling ahead of the game?
I could care less. I mean, there was just not a lot really happened yesterday in the world of West Ham, was there?
Not really.
Excuse me, no barking. Let's sit back down for a second. Nothing really happened, did it, in the world of West Ham last night?
No.
So I'm not as hyped for this final as I should be, really. I mean, it's such a prestigious award to win, but yeah, it's. I guess the main thing really we should talk about is what happened last night before we start.
Will Jeffrey Stelly raises a good question. Will the board sell Maisie? And I would say this now. Look, if they think they had an opera on their hands after selling Dean Garner, if they think they'd have an opera on their hands if they sold Declan Rice, imagine.
Absolutely, imagine what happened. So what's your thoughts and opinion on it before we start?
I said this the other night on a different show, but I think ultimately the West Ham board care about two things. They care about money and they care about media attention. That's the two things they care about. They don't, if they wouldn't mind if we were absolutely fuming, but no one else cared, they wouldn't. I don't think they'd care or mind. So the fact that it's actually starting to pick up media attention and media coverage, I think, is the biggest win possible. It's either that or hurt their wallet. So, I mean, I will say specifically, now I know this isn't going to be a popular thing to say. I really respect TalkSport because they know how to get clicks like no one else. They rolled up, they get one guy who no one really enjoys anyway, saying the most angry, dismissive way possible. Everyone then quote retweets that and shouts at them and everything else. And then, all of a sudden, what happens? They then do another video, but with someone disagreeing with that person. Then they get all the clicks again. Then they do another video with everyone talking about that person. They got it 4 times. 4 times the promo, 4 times the clickbait. I respect it. But I mean, it's just trash, isn't it? It's just trash. How do you feel?
I don't know what to think. I'm so thing is because I kind of went through every single emotion last night looking at it. First, it was like obviously you felt like noble. We knew that the Grady news was coming.
Yeah,
and it was that sad and anger as to what was happening, and then it kind of just I don't know. It just built, didn't it, last night into some sort of crescendo, and it got really nasty for a while. And I'm fully behind every single person that got that on social media because I think that we've got to a stage now that we need, not from a second did I imagine that the players would step up and say that as well, and speak the way that they did. I mean, seeing some of the things we saw last night, Jack Wilshere in particular, and obviously Nobles was big, but what Jack Wilshere said was the most alarming, if not worrying, thing about going forward. But I'm glad that the players did it. I heard listening to Danny Mills on TalkSport last night, and fair enough, TalkSport, like you said, they're very good because they get so many fans riled up, and then it's like, quick, I must dial in and get the people talking. But it was, they were saying, oh, they shouldn't be talking about this. You should keep your head down. You should keep this. And I'm thinking to myself, well, why? Why should they? Yeah. Why should they? And somebody said, I saw on Twitter, said, well, they're not robots at the end of the day. these are their friends. This is their livelihoods. They have every right to be able to do this. And I genuinely, last night, I was so angry at I mean, even in the press release on the website, the way that it read, we would like to reinvest this money in certain areas. When do you ever hear that in press releases, that we will try to reinvest that money somewhere else in the club? It just, the whole thing around it stinks. And I'll go back to what I said last week when we did our watch along. I know there's quite a few of you in here now, but obviously weren't last week. But I'm sick to death of us parading around being the Academy of Football if we are not going to spend time on actually developing our youngsters and putting them through and playing them in this first team. Everybody this season, and it winds me up because the amount of Grady Diangana stuff we saw on Twitter this week, where it was from, if not the club on their little spin saying, oh, can't wait to see him next season, can't wait to see this. It was David Gold tweeting a picture of the three youngsters together in training. It was just the whole thing from the inside out stinks. And the one of the biggest things that pissed me off last night before this news came out was that 20 minutes before Grady Diangana gets sold, we put in a derisory £20 million offer for James Tarkowski, who, by the way, if you don't know already, has a £50 million release clause from Burnley. Now it came out this morning that it was 27 million. It was closer to it, but it. Why on earth would that come out? Or maybe I'm just being a bit sort of, I don't know what you would sort of, rumour mill and or, should I believe it or not? But that comes out 20 minutes before the Grady Diangana news hits. And I know Gonzo did a video on it last night and people were talking about it. And that's the thing. It got people away and talking about Tarkowski 20 minutes before the shit hit the fan and the Grady Diangana news hit. And it just... I feel totally disillusioned with my club and the people, as I'm sure everybody else does this morning, about the direction that they're trying to take us. But like you, I'm so glad that not only the players, that the fans, everybody really is starting to understand, apart from Jim White, bless him, that,
he's very busy. He's got yellow ties to buy. You know what I mean? He's been blinded by them. He opens his closet. It's just full of yellow ties.
And it's genuinely like, I don't know. I've never felt so distanced from my club in so many years. I'm just, thing is, I should be probably more angry than what I am, but this is just the norm now that I've come to expect from GSB. And I'm sure it's the same as what most people are feeling. And it's sort of like, when will this end? Because we know that they're not going to try and sell up until at least 2023. Yeah. It's something that, these guys are here to stay. And it's like they are fully behind taking every single penny out of this club and let it imploding from the inside out. But, by the time that they get there, they could care less. Somebody said it really well on TalkSport before Dan Lawless came on, we'll be a championship club and that will be completely... the valuation of 800 million or whatever David Sullivan has of us, it's just, I don't know. I'm sick to my stomach. And I'm sure, that there's a lot of West Ham fans echoing that sort of sentiment tonight and throughout the day and over the next few weeks.
Thank you, Rebecca. Well, we'll see. I mean, I'll go through the lineup now so we can see potentially what we're looking to line up without Grady and Diangana. For those of you in the live chat asking, No. Don't worry. We'll probably carry on talking about it. Don't worry. For those on the live chat asking, the game will be streamed on Facebook. They said the coverage will start at 10 to, so in about a minute. And then we can. If we had the link, we'll put it in the chat because we actually can for once because it's Facebook, so we're allowed to. James Gunn for the £5. Thank you. Shout out to James Gunn as per usual. Guardians Galaxy, great film. Jamal Lewis going to Newcastle for 13 million. We sold them Hugo for 4. Why can't these boys understand how to do swap deals? He's such an easy piece of business. I think swap deals are less common than people think they are. I mean, they don't tend to happen too much, but that's a direct thing. That just makes sense. I mean, I will say this: I'm surprised Jamal Lewis is going for 13 million. I know they were quoting for more.
I saw that news this morning, and that. I know they were speaking about last night on TalkSport that was the straw that broke the camel's back. This for me is even bigger because we've allowed Matty Cash in the last day, Grady to go, and you now got Jamal Lewis, potentially one of the better left backs last season, who we were all after. If Rico Henry goes now, there will be again another uproar come through the game. I mean, 12, 13 million, whatever's quoted for Jamal Lewis, that is an absolute steal. And I don't understand if that is the reported price, why there are not a hell of a lot more clubs trying to go after him for that price. Because that seems ridiculous at that point.
I think it's one of those things where, like, because Liverpool were interested in him, but got scared away by the quoted figure.
I know, it was something ridiculous, wasn't it?
And yeah, so either two things has happened. Either one, Norwich have realised that this is their one chance to make the money on him, and so they're going to sell him. And so we're looking at that and we're thinking, okay, well, Newcastle just got in and did the deal quickly, or 13 million is the base, and then there's significant add-ons to that. And I suspect our board is quite scared of add-ons right now, scared of future payments and whatnot because.
Go on, sorry. I'll let you go through the lineup.
We'll go through the lineup. We'll go through the lineup for the people asking. So I don't know what formation this is, which will be interesting to see. But we start with David Martin in goal, a back line of Ben Johnson, Issa Diop, Angelo Ogbonna, and Aaron Cresswell. Then we have Mark Noble, Pablo Fornals, Manuel Lanzini, Jared Bowen, Mikel Antonio, big, and Sebastian Haller. So I can't tell if that's a 4-4-2 with either Fornals or Lanzini in the middle with Noble, or is it a 4-3-3? I suspect it's 4-3-3 with Antonio on the left. I don't know. How do you feel about
it? Obviously, there's some players are away, aren't they? With
yes,
the
just to give you the subspec there, just so you're aware for context. Nathan Trott, Matthew Balbuena, that's not his first name. Nathan Trott, Balbuena, Fredericks, Masuaku, Wilshire, Snodgrass, Anderson, Coventry, Silver, Cullen. Sorry, there you go. Tom, it's live on Facebook. We will send you the link the second we have it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the best team that I guess we could have. That in the circumstances. I mean, we really are down to the bare bones, aren't we? Did you say Antonio and Haller are playing?
Yes.
No, Anderson.
Anderson is on the bench.
Right. Okay. Yeah. It just we're down to the bare bones. I shat myself last week, as we know, when Antonio went off last week. And the same thing happens again. I don't know why you would risk him before this game today. Of all the players, I think that needs sort of you need to be wary of, it is Antonio. And for me, I wouldn't have played him today, just for the simple fact we need to keep his hamstrings in ice, particularly the next couple of days.
Do you think it's a case of Moyes realises he's probably not going to get a left midfielder now, a left winger now, and so he's putting Antonio out there to see how it works to try and get that going, because it's not really something that's been played under David Moyes for a long time, is Antonio on the left and Haller up front?
No, I genuinely don't know what to think. I don't know what to think. Because if I was going to say what I want to say about Antonio, then I'm going to go, well, we were quoted the money for Benrahma that was too much, that we couldn't pay all of a sudden. I don't want to go down that route just yet, because we'll probably do that, I guess, when the game starts. But yeah, I mean, we can try him down the left. I mean, really, he is just square peg round hole. He just literally plays in every sort of position, doesn't he? You just put him anywhere and he will always give you a shift for 90 minutes, no matter what, even if it is in the single greatest Betway Cup match in the history of football being played this afternoon.
It's a big game.
You know he'll run his socks off, and you know he'll give 110%. So I'm not really too bothered where Antonio plays. I just wish he hadn't of, because as you've skedaddled off screen, I
was getting a pillow.
I
want to sit
green hand back with you or something.
I wanted to sit more forward, so I got a pillow. I apologise.
So yeah, no, I'm not too bothered. I just wish he hadn't played, because I think we need to keep him in. Was it as the Americans say, saran wrap?
Yes.
So yeah. Don't worry, Nick Swire. We will put the link for the game in here. It is on Facebook, on the official West Ham YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Not on the official West Ham YouTube, on the official
West Ham page, which I'm just trying to find. I can't find the link yet. I'm sort of refreshing the page.
I've got it here.
Oh, you've got the actual video?
Yeah, I've got it here.
Oh, perfect.
This will be fun. How do I do this on Facebook? I'm not used to Facebook.
That's what I'm saying. I can't find the actual video. Foshizi with the £5, Mr. West Ham. Look, really, let's be real about it. Again, I was really shocked. He was the one who sort of first started it. And obviously we saw like Declan Rice liking his tweet or whatever. But to be honest with you, it's just good leadership. It's just good leadership. Especially since, I'm not someone to criticise Noble that much really, but there was a criticism of Noble in the past, just past the lockdown period, where people were saying some stuff.
Follow that link. I don't think I can actually grab the actual link for the thing. It's really weird, and I'm not used to Facebook. But is
the video live yet?
Yeah, it's live.
I can't see it for the life of me.
Russ is playing some absolute bangers.
Oh, is he?
He is, yeah.
I want to get involved. I can't see the video for the life of me.
It should be at the top of the West Ham page.
That's a problem for me to sort out. As long as you lot can see it, I'll sort that problem out myself. But yeah, I mean, for Noble to do that is a big thing, because, like I say, he was getting a bit of criticism of almost being too negative, being sort of.
Oh, there it is. There's the Betway Cup. There it is.
So it's good for him to do.
Trophy this year as well, guys. Just in case you didn't, it's a big old trophy this year. They've gone all out for the Betway Cup, not the Sports Direct trophy that we saw Adrian holding aloft.
I'll be honest with you. You could have said it was the same trophy, and I wouldn't have known the difference. I will have to have a gander there. Once I actually get the stream.
Oh, appreciate that, phone. That was really nice of you, my dude. Let me just get everything working on my screen so I can see everything that's going on during the game, including live chat. The fun and games.
Do you reckon I need to be signed into Facebook to watch it?
Probably. I would assume so.
You know what I like? I don't want to sign into Facebook. You know me. This is why Haller signed. The champions. Exciting.
Wake up. I do think that's interesting, though, that Martin Noble played today. I'm glad in a way that he's been put in the starting lineup. I think it would have been worse. Thing is, though, from what he said yesterday, he's in such an awkward position where literally the owners could turn around to him and just go, that's it. I mean, Jack Wilshere, for me, if it wasn't for the fact that Noble was Mr. West Ham himself, I think he would have been out to go now for a while. But Jack Wilshere for me is just like I wouldn't surprise me if we never saw Jack Wilshere again in the in West Ham.
I mean, I don't think he. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised anyway because he could be injured, but I don't think he will get any reprimanded for it. I mean, it's obviously quite a big thing to say. It's quite a big thing to say, but it's also. I mean, what are they going to do? Like, if you punish him for saying that, what's the reaction to that? Do you know what I mean? They're sort of in between a rock and a hard place. Junior Stanislas for the opponents there. It's not in between a rock and a hard place. It's just sort of, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Few questions on Facebook because questions on here because I know people have. We have had quite a few people here live before the game, which is really nice to see, especially because we know everybody's turning out for the big Betway Cup.
The big Betway Cup.
So quickly, one, somebody kept asking, are we linked with any players? We're linked with multiple players every summer. Latest one was Tarkovsky. We'll probably go over that during the match. There'll be something to discuss. We can talk to you guys about how we're feeling and all that sort of stuff. Secondly, the link is in the chat. If you scroll up, if you haven't just joined, we'll pop it in a second. Somebody, is that you that just put the exact video if needed? Yeah. Okay. We can pop that back in a second if you need it. As Charlie's just popped it in there. Thirdly, somebody asked, is Diangana playing at CDM? Don't know. We'll have to see. Sorry. It's been a tough 24 hours. No. Yeah. Sorry, we've attracted the dog.
Dog has occurred.
So, what was the other thing? Is Fornals playing CDM? Don't know. Although he probably will have to be at this point, won't he? Seeing as we're running out of players.
Well, I suspect Noble will be the holding, and then it will have Lanzini and Fornals on either side, I assume. Stuart Wino Fabianski, international duty. There's obviously international games going on at the moment. That's why no Rice as well. He's off with England. So anyone selected for their country is obviously off.
Yeah, and we are off in the Betway Cup final.
The Betway Cup final.
The only final that you don't need a semi-final for.
The only final that matters.
Colt Viction, you just keep that link like on the ready.
I'm ahead of you, brother. I'm ahead of you.
Yeah.
I'm all over it. Quick, come on, boys. Big Betway Cup vibes. Hear me out. I'm saying Sebastian Haller quad.
A quad?
A cheeky 4-goal haul for Sebastian Haller.
That is very optimistic.
I am interested to see how we set up. I just feel like I don't know if this is this is probably the most indicative of the lineups. So we'll see. Nice vid. Is it UK only? I don't know. I had to sign into Facebook in order to watch it. You can't watch it if you're not signed into Facebook, but I don't think it's UK only. That would be weird. West Ham Clips evening West Ham Clips. Good to see you. Good to see you hyped for the Betway Cup final.
Yeah, but quickly, whilst I guess the best way to start off, Charlie. Apparently it is UK only. That sucks. Why don't they do it to UK only?
That's very weird.
That literally makes no sense whatsoever. As I love the Facebook live chat is just filled with just people lambasting the owners and
is it? I can't see it.
GSB out. Yeah. No, my question is, because there is a lot of you in here at the minute, as best as you can and as concisely as you can. Try not to swear, because obviously YouTube will. It's not because I don't want you to swear, but YouTube will stop you from sending the message if you swear in it. But just try and convey how you feel last night after everything that's happened, and I guess me and Charlie can sort of pick through.
Yeah, let us know how you feel. And again, like Tom said, we don't care if you swear. It's just YouTube cares if you swear. So when you swear, YouTube blocks the comment most of the time. Sometimes it lets through, sometimes it doesn't. It's a very weird system. But yeah, so that's if you put it in. There you go. Watching an Iron Napper on FB, but like Stuart Cairns having it large. Respect that. Ball in. Respect that. So yeah, let us know how you feel. Let us know how you feel.
Oh, sound. Oh, as Bournemouth nearly go 1-0 up.
You're way ahead of me.
Oh, sorry. I'm at 2 minutes 32.
Yeah, I'm 2:29. Can you? I don't think.
I can pause.
Can you pause? Okay, let me get 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41.
Oh shit! My mum's about to come back.
44.
This may get loud.
45, 46. Are we synced up?
I can't actually sync up. But
okay, fair enough.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna have to let the dojo.
Right. I was gonna click away, but I just think we could enjoy him walking around like a Dalek. So I have another opportunity.
There we go.
Good tackle, Ben Johnson. I think it was Ben Johnson. Could have been Dion. I don't know. My guess was Ben Johnson. Yeah, it was Ben Johnson. We're getting a little cheeky soon. So yeah, can you not sync? No.
No, I'm not allowed. They won't let me.
There's a skip back button. What happens if you press the skip back?
I'm not too sure.
I'll give it a little click, see what happens.
Go on.
Oh, you do. You skip back about 22 seconds.
Bloody hell.
What's your current? Welcome to the stream where we constantly try and figure out where we are. What's your current time?
3:48, 49, 50.
Oh, now I'm a mile ahead of you. Now I'm at 4 minutes, 01, 02, 03.
Quick, aren't you?
This is
Oh, no, there we go. I'm back to normal now. 4:07, 4:08.
yes, now it's synced. Don't click off it. No one click. We're here now. We're good. We're good.
Right, let's see what people are saying in the live chat. Major 84 says, I feel hungover. I haven't been hungover in months, and
I've never been hungover.
You've never been hungover,
but
I feel like
I do feel always hungover.
This is one of those days where I feel like I was hungover just to forget the night before. Sorry, Tom and Charlie. I don't know what for. Did we do something wrong? I don't know.
Bournemouth have scored. Bournemouth have scored.
I'll guess who as well. Is that?
No, it's their number 10. I don't know who their number 10 is.
That's right, or is that Callum Wilson? Callum Wilson.
It's neither of them. I think it's that Dan Juma guy, maybe. But they just sort of quite easily dribbled his way through our defence. It's almost like we need to spend money on it. And to be honest, passed it into the net.
Damn it! And I really wanted to win the Betway Cup.
Big times. Yeah, we see it again here. He just sort of kept going. He wobbles his way through Antonio, who's about in the best position as he could possibly be. That's a lie. And then he wobbled his way through.
What is Diop doing there?
He's not tripping him up to give away a penalty. What's Masuaku? What's Ben Johnson? What's Antonio? What's any of them doing?
Right.
Because he'll go down. Rebecca with the $4.99 scone fine. Thank you, Rebecca. I did actually just have a scone before the stream started when I was setting up, which was very exciting. I should have saved it and shown you. I apologise. That was a shop bought one rather than a homemade one. Good though. Morrison's the best range. So, Dan Juma says Foshizi. Thank you. Yes, Foshizi. That was the guy I was trying to think of.
Carlos Vasconcelos says it is the game UK only. At the minute, it looks like it is. On the Facebook page, as my uncle has now turned up. Interesting. I need to call the family around here this afternoon. So, yeah, what were people saying up here? Just so we can see. Okay, here we go. I'm back up. I'm back up now. I'm in the right place. Let's see. Okay, watching an Iron Apple Facebook, but it's laggy. Didn't we all see this coming? Watching in Australia. Yeah, I'm in the States and it's not working. I cried. Disappointed, disillusioned, angry and sad. Completely understand that. I'm feeling excited for the new season with Jez Bish, but I long back to the days where I knew less about contracts, wages and finances in my club. Take me back to 1978. 97, 98. This is the problem, I guess, that we have being in the 21st century world of football, isn't it, Charlie? Because anything that happens, transfer rumours, players leaving, players being sold, the board, everything is amplified by social media.
Yeah.
And when Noble has the power to do what he did last night, it just makes it even worse. I think somebody said I even read it last night on Twitter when somebody was saying that this is like one of the biggest outcries from fans since the Andy Cole sale of United years ago. But obviously it's massively different because there wasn't social media back when that happened, but now there is. So imagine what that deal would have been like. I don't know. It's just the whole thing was just absolutely mad.
It was I don't know. It was just a big moment. I mean, so I used to have a West Ham dedicated Twitter account. I have two Twitter accounts. I have A Top Lad, which is horrendous that you should not follow, and I had a West Ham one, right? And the West Ham one, I just used to interact with West Ham people. Only tweeted West Ham stuff. Only followed West Ham stuff, and I deleted it. Deleted it about 2 weeks ago now, because I just, in the same way I got rid of my season ticket, I'm just sort of done with it. Thinking I'd get away from it. And then I'm on Twitter one day and all of a sudden I see GSB out is trending. And it's only gotten worse from there, and it's only going to get worse from there. I think in reality, being real about it, I think if they made a large signing, and I'm not talking about Tarkovsky at centre back, as much as I actually really like Tarkovsky, that's not a diss to him.
Update the score when you can.
That's a great point. Thank you very much. That's an excellent point.
someone in the chat who just said that. Matthew Patterson.
Thank you, Matthew. I'm so busy doing other things that I didn't think about. The second if we do make a big signing, then I suspect some of that will calm down. Because you know what it's like when you make a big signing, you get excited, you start to stop thinking about the other stuff. But I don't know.
But this is what baffles me about it, is the fact that money is willingly trying to be reinvested in a position that we don't necessarily need.
That's not at least vital. In a scenario where we don't have any money and they continue to plead that we don't have any money, to the point where on the Diangana thing they were basically going, we had no money. It seems a bit weird for them to go and take that money and spend it on a centre back when it's so abundantly clear we need fullbacks.
I agree with what Clayton says in this respect. I don't think he's disagreeing with you, but when he's saying making any signing will not calm the fans this time, I don't think it will calm the fans either. I think I haven't seen. It's been big over the last few years, and we've reached boiling point multiple times of what we thought was boiling point with the owners. But to have the players especially come out and say what they say, well, they're still under contract. And again, we all are completely behind what Mark Noble said, and I agree with what Mark Noble said, but the most alarming one to me was the one that Jack Wilshere put. Legitimately, that alarmed me about what the players' view of the club in itself is right now.
Well, I don't know, but to play devil's advocate, is it Jack Wilshere saying what the players' view of the club is, or what the players' view with specifically Grady Diangana is?
I think it is
because let's be real. When you look at Jack Wilshere's situation, there's no way he can feel disrespected unless something's happened that we don't know about. How is he going to feel disrespected? Because he's been given a safe contract when it was stupid to give him a safe contract. You know, no one really complains about it. I mean, the fans do to an extent,
maybe it's being that he was a youngster when he came through at Arsenal and he burst onto the scene against Barcelona. Maybe it is because he was once in their position where he was just a young player waiting for that chance. And I think he has seen probably in the last year or so, whilst he's been at the club, that there have been multiple youngsters, high talented rated youngsters that he would have trained with, played with, and he would have just seen them come through the door and just used as a makeshift for either transfer deals to get money in, or just let off for absolute peanuts. So I think it's coming from a place of empathy, because he was once that star player trying to break through into the first team. So I get me. I get why he's done what he's done and why he said what he said.
Totally.
And it's like I said, of all the ones, that one is the most worrying to me, because if you've got someone who's not necessarily, West Ham through and through, and he's not played much the last couple of years, but if he's putting that sort of stuff out there, or he's happy to, I think we're in real trouble.
I mean, you can't. Even if you make an argument for the senior players, you can't make an argument for the youth players. Like, there's no respect for them. The thing is I don't necessarily think selling your youth players is that bad of a thing, right? I don't like it, but it's like, as long as you're getting the money for it, then it's not that bad. The fact is that we've got less than he's worth. That's the thing that really rubs it up the wrong way. Like, I know people mention
Shadows clips, yes.
That's fine.
It still will be a red card.
I wonder what Tom thinks about that. If I wouldn't have sold Grady even if we did get something a bit more, but that would make it more palatable. I mean, I understand why people have mentioned Chelsea. I understand that. Like, people who have gone, sorry, I was just sending the link. I understand if people go, but look at Chelsea. Chelsea sold De Bruyne and done all this stuff and all that other stuff. And that's like, yes, but they get more money than what they're worth at that time. We've got less than what Grady and Garner is worth, and that's the biggest problem here. It's not necessarily because if say West Brom had come in and been like, here's 25 million, then you have to seriously think about it and go, okay, that is genuinely good money. 12 rising to 18 or to 20 or to whatever, that's not it. Like you can't, in a situation where we have no money, that's not it.
You see that the issue I have with this is when you say about, and I know people mentioned this last night on Talksport when they said, "Oh, De Bruyne came back to bite," you know, Chelsea in the backside for what they did, and Mo Salah did the same thing for Chelsea. I think there's a massive difference between Chelsea and us because Chelsea can afford to have these sorts of players because then they go and have the window like they have now, and they could care less because they move on to the next big signing or when they come in. So I think we're in a position where the structure of the club and where they're selling these youngsters, specifically, if you look at some of the deals and where we've allowed these youngsters to go, I mean, take yourself back literally a few months. I think that the Ngakia situation was the straw that probably broke the camel's back for most of this. I reckon this is where it started, but people didn't want to speak out. Now you've got Grady going, you know, and there's all the others. I think that was a catalyst because I don't necessarily think that players wanted Ngakia to leave and the board refusing to give, you know, another promising youngster after a few games the chance to stay. So for the life of me, I think the way that these players are sold, the deals that they're put out on, I just don't even get me started on it because it's really to a relegation rival now because that's unfortunately what it is. That is a pittance deal potentially for them in the return that they could get for staying up in the division next season. You know,
I really genuinely, I don't like it, but I'm not like he's dealt with the most obvious pullback I've ever seen in my entire life. There, so bait. I don't necessarily feel like. I genuinely think you can sell youngsters. It's not something I enjoy, but it's something you can. But you just have to get what they're worth, and we didn't get what he's worth, and that's that's the thing.
And the worst thing about it is the fact that we supposedly sold him to potentially pay for the Benrahma deal. Well, the thing is, now we've completely, as we always do in every single fucking transfer window, we play our hand, and anybody that has a left mid that's potentially up for sale or a centre back or a left, it's like they just go, oh, we know you need him. We'll whap an extra 10 million. We'll whap an extra 5 million on it. And then they're completely, as Bournemouth potentially about to go 2-0 up, as they do.
They do. Great goal by Bournemouth, by the way. Can we just say, let's just quickly, let's talk about Bournemouth very quickly. Bournemouth have been very good so far. They look really organised at the back. They're making it very difficult. We're really struggling to even get close to the goal. We're really, really, really struggling with that. And when they attack with such pace. And to be honest with you, Ben Johnson's having a shocker. Carry on.
Yeah, it was a great move. Great move.
Dominic Solanke of all people.
Yeah, no, the man that never scores. No, it was a great team goal. Great team goal by Bournemouth. Probably going to look the more Premier League outfit of the two already here. But yeah, this is, you know, we shoot ourselves in the foot so many times because now we've supposedly been priced out of the move for Benrahma because they've just gone and said, well, you need a left winger. Well, we'll take 25 million. And they're the selling club, so they can obviously take, you know, full advantage of that and they can demand whatever price they want from now. It baffles me. It blows my mind. The way that this club is run in terms of deals and trying to get the maximum amount of value for players and, you know, all that sort of stuff. It's shambolic. As Dean said in the chat, we let Solanke score? I know, right?
It's one of those things. It's one of those things. I mean, talking about the game, we're really struggling, as we did last season, in the exact same way as per usual. We cannot break down teams who sit deep. This is a good opportunity here. Lanzini's looking to dribble through Haller there. Lanzini went for a shot for some reason, and it bobbles out. Oh, it didn't even bobble out for a corner. They kept it in. We can't play against teams who sit deep. It's just not something we're able to do. As I was trying to sort my hair out. Not that I ever can. It's always terrible, but just to make it ever so slightly less terrible.
Shout out to those people that leave or wake up just before the stream starts. Would never do such a thing.
Would never do such a thing. I don't know what you're referencing. Yeah, it's the exact same way we always do. We can't break down teams who sit deep. They look really, really easy. We can't break down teams despite having all of the 10s on the pitch we humanly can. And then, yeah, good counter-attack. I mean, Bournemouth know what they're doing and they're sorted out. They're structured really well. Our fullbacks are have been horrendous today. Cresswell may be having a slightly better game than Johnson is, but it is what it is. Jeffrey Steady, bye guys. Go see the baseball. Enjoy the baseball, G. Unfortunately, we might not get
enjoy the baseball, mate.
Tom himself has commented in the chat. Definitely, Tom. look.
Yeah, nice to see you, Ben. Hope you're doing well, mate. Even though I spoke to you yesterday. Eclipse makes a great point there. It is the same goal that we've been conceding now for 5 years. And funnily enough, because we've not invested in our fullbacks, the same thing happens every season. What do you know? Also, quickly, whilst you're here, Irish Tommy, I hope the shirt I'm wearing today is not offending you, like in any stretch of the imagination, because I know you, the Irish lot, they can get very ag about where these teams are from. I know, I think it was Kieran before said what shirt or what crest is that? It's Drogheda, in Ireland. I went semi-claret and blue today. I didn't feel like wearing a West Ham shirt. It wasn't that kind of a day. I think it's the first time I've ever worn a football shirt on these live streams. I don't always do that. I'm not really a shirt man.
Potentially.
Facebook. It is on Facebook.
I put right hand side, not the link. Hang on, I'll get you the link, Brad. Hang on. I copy and pasted. I know I was writing something and I had to copy it. It's a fail. Listen, everyone, ignore that. I'm just having a mare.
I just seen you said that you're excited for the NFL season to start. What is your team, quickly? What is your team? Just whilst I'm there, because I'm curious. I probably could ask you this off of the stream, but Charlie has asked me for some NFL knowledge.
I have. I'm looking into that. I'm looking into NFL.
So this is not a fake top. It's from official Drogheda shop. I've just been texted by my dad. So, all right, okay.
Nice to know you're watching Nick.
Yeah. Afternoon, Dad. It probably can only mean that my brother is currently sat at my dad's house. And yeah, there they are. This is
Lanzini with all kinds of next tackles they're trying.
I'm concerned already that the fact that this is again to a championship team. Look at the pace that they have going forward. That's
Dominic Solanke again.
It feels quite scary to say that, doesn't it?
It's Dominic Solanke ruining us. Danjuma is a very pacey player, to be fair. Danjuma's better than a championship player, if we're being honest about it. They bought him on. He was one of their bigger signings, and it didn't quite work out perfectly. But he has all of the tools to be a good signing for Bournemouth. Yeah, we're struggling here. We're struggling quite a lot. Again, it is a pre-season game, so I don't want to judge performances too harshly. But we are struggling a hell of a lot.
Thing is, though, we looked so good going forward against those lesser teams last week in the.
I know, it's almost like they were bad teams.
Irish Tommy says, yeah, true. Irish Tommy says we really could use a tricky winger, don't you think, boys? Do you know what? This is again something that really annoyed me last night when I was listening to. There's so many things right with what happened on TalkSport last night, but there's so many things that were wrong as well. And this is one of the main things that annoyed me last night was when Danny Mills came on and spoke, and he said, we don't really know how he's performed in pre-season. Maybe David Moyes has seen something about Diangana that he doesn't like. And I'm thinking to myself, what do you mean there's something that you don't like? The guy's got 3 assists. He's linked up really well with Haller. He's looked really good in training. David Moyes has already said that he wants to keep him. And all we've seen all week from the club on the social media spin is pictures from the owners and the club itself talking about, Diangana can't wait to see these two hook up and next season.
Again, to be fair to Danny, this is not something I say a lot, but to be fair to him, this was before the club on their own website said they didn't want to sell him. Once that comes out, you can't. There's no way you can really defend it. The only defense there is they need the money, which is again, why do we need the money? And it all comes back to the exact same place.
It's just so many things wrong.
I know. Yeah, we could use a lot of things, Tommy. We could use a lot of things. I would go as far as to say a fullback quite badly. Go
on. Ben Johnson looks pretty bad today. He does.
He's not looked good for a while. I've said this for. We needed a first choice. Look, I'm fine with having Ben Johnson as a right back. back, okay? And the reason is because you have to let youth players make mistakes in order to grow. That's just the way these things work. You put the youth player in, occasionally they make Benjamin Johnson just as it comes flying in. Just love that. This is the sort. That's what I'm about. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, you have the youth players come in and make some mistakes, and then they grow and they whatever. He hasn't looked good for a while, and that's why you need a better right back to also be there, not Fredericks. We look at, and that's the thing with like, you can look at Dean Gardner. Dean Gardner was a lot more consistent. Ben Johnson had one good game, but it's a thing where it's like, you have to give them the opportunities. The problem is when you don't have a fallback plan, then it's like, okay, well, he either makes it or we're screwed. We're screwed, and we've needed fullbacks for years, and this is the problem.
This is as well. Again, I'm sorry to keep banging on and bringing up this TalkSport thing last night. Just because it is so relevant, but I agreed with one of the presenters said. I don't think it was Danny Mills because I completely.
Can I just say how much free promo TalkSport getting? I tell you what, they are living rent free in your head specifically, but also everyone else's right now. I said this. I was speaking to Jason, Hammers Chat Jason, as opposed to West Ham Fan TV Jason last night, and we were talking about it. They are living rent free, bruv. You are all kinds of rocked.
I know. Thing is, the two presenters that were on there, I completely agreed with them because they, especially one of them who supported, I think he said Blackburn, so he knows with the Venkis era what Blackburn have been through. I thought he spoke really well about the fact that they didn't try to argue with West Ham fans. They gave him the platform to say, as we're making a sub already, as Ben Johnson is coming off for Ryan Fredericks.
He's had, unless he's injured, he has had a man. He has had a man. Also, James gone. He doesn't look injured. James, I'd like to say I meant that, and I'm going to act like I meant that. Fullback plan, that is what I was going for.
What? Sorry, quickly, we just appreciate what's happening here.
Yeah, Ben Johnson's been terrible and he's been hooked. 26 minutes in. Unless he's injured, which we'll find out. X will mention at some point whether he's injured or not, but you know.
You hook him at half time, surely. It's pre-season.
I mean, you say that he's basically been one of the problems for 2 goals, but it's what it is.
I know, but you could say that for the rest of the team. I'd hook him at half time. It's pre-season. It's not. It's just. I don't know. I know he was bad. Look, don't get me wrong, Chat. I know he was bad, but do we expect it to be this much better when Fredericks comes on?
No, that was the point I was just making. Is bloody. Who'd you bring on for him? Fredericks. Okay, it's almost like we need a right back. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Go on, you first. You first. You carry on your point.
As TalkSport do live rent free in my head, we've established, but it could ball in from nose. This is the point that was being made by the fan TalkSport last night with the 2 presenters. You, at least with Dean Gardner, you've got somebody that knows the club, who's willing to give 110%. And I know if my dad is watching, because he says it to me every single week, is that Anderson is not it for us. And as a lot of people agree, he was not it for us the last few months of the season, whether you disagree or not. Some people feel that way. I know Charlie doesn't feel that way. I'm
not going to say anything out of respect for Nick. I'm not going to say anything because Nick is a man who deserves respect, and I'm not going to say no.
It's so. I agree that when you're in a position that we're in, we need to potentially be spending on the likes of Jarrod Bowen, or players that understand the club, maybe Championship, not buying, as people would say, the foreign crap. Are we in the position where we can do that right now? I don't think so. That's just my opinion. As somebody said, or is it Dean said, can we wait till half time if we go 4-0 down, all the goals scored up? I know this. I don't think it was a need to take him off. I know he was at fault, but it is a pre-season friendly. I know it's the biggest final in the history of finals, but it's if it was week 1 against Newcastle, hook him if you thought that. But you've got to give a youngster the chance. I mean, what does that do for his confidence now to be hooked in
unless he's injured? We'll find out if he's injured or not. We can't. We are sort of snapping to conclusions here. So because of the situation context around it, he may be injured, and we'll find out. But yeah, Tommy asked before about the Lewis to Newcastle thing.
Right.
No, you still want to start on Facebook feed. Gary, I don't know what's going on Facebook. Other people have said they're struggling as well. For me, it's been fine once I started, but that's one of those things where I can say that and it's not useful to you at all. But yeah, sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's not. Facebook's not a great platform. I don't know why they're using it.
That Facebook page, yes.
Yeah, the Lewis thing is weird. We mentioned it before, but I know you weren't here. So, one of two things happened. Because the thing is, Liverpool was scared off whenever what number they got quoted by Norwich. So Norwich have either A, realised that their chance to make huge money on him has passed, and so they've sold him, and sort of Newcastle have snuck in there on the quick and got it done very fast. Or B, it's not just that amount of money. I think you said 13.5 or 13 or whatever it is. Other people have been saying it's either that plus huge. What's the word, like add-ons and clauses and future payments and stuff like that, which would make it a more difficult deal to do for us, seeing as we have no money. So yeah, it's weird, but obviously he's someone I wouldn't have complained. He wouldn't have been my first left back target by any stretch of imagination, but I certainly wouldn't have complained if he came in.
What's going on here?
Just bits and pieces.
Oh, great. Manzini's injured. There you go.
Calm down, Tom. So chill. Come on. Bit of positivity. It's the Betway Cup final. Bit of positive.
Either that or he just thought, you know what?
Come
F
on.
this. No, he's off injured.
Bruv.
There he is. He's gone.
It's the Betway Cup final. It's the Betway Cup final.
Look, I love this. We're going to start the season with what, like 20 fit players, if that? My God. Imagine.
Take him off the screen. I can do that. I could just have the power to do that. Sorry, I'm even saying. Just have the power to do that. I'm just going to put this in a better position. Yeah.
Who's coming on? Snodgrass, is that, or is that Cullen coming on?
I did see. I was moving bits and pieces on the stream.
I think that was Josh Cullen.
Quick water break for the boys.
Always
Hydration station, everyone. Let's get involved.
Oh, yes. I know Mark Bean says Lanzini is crap. No loss. No.
Also, you have to remember it's a pre-season friendly the week before we start the Premier League fixture. It would not surprise me if Moyes said to them, if you feel even the slightest bit dodgy, you tell me and you come off. We don't need to risk a major injury right now. You know?
Do you know what, though?
That is Josh
Cullen,
which is exciting for me. I'm excited to see.
Yeah, if there's one thing to come out of the pre-season, is that Josh Cullen potentially heads into the season not being sold for the first time ever.
I know. Imagine Josh Cullen starting not on loan. Mad.
Yeah. Oh, bloody hell. West Ham Fan TV just putting all the pressure on us because apparently Nicky and Dan have sent them everybody to come into our live stream.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Nicky and Dan. If you're here as well, nice to see you both. Good to see you both doing bits. Dan on Talk Sport, Nicky doing his bit over on their channel. Go and watch their videos on it, of course. Very good. Nicky did a solo one today, and then all the other ones.
Good luck, either today or tomorrow. I think it's Nicky that you've got an op.
Yes, of course. Yeah, good luck, bro.
Good luck for your operation. We wish you all the best with that. And also Dan.
I think it's later. I think Nicky, you said it was the 23rd. I think it is. But good luck, dude. Good luck.
Yeah, massive. Yeah, good luck. Also, Dan spoke very well last night on TalkSport. He did. I think he echoed the good sentiments of how everybody was feeling last night. So yeah. This is weird. We usually tell people to go and raid.
We usually did people doing it. It's fun, though. Yeah.
We usually go and raid other live streams, usually Gonzos or Gias after they finish.
Yes, we usually do the exact same nonsense, but yeah, here we are.
There you go.
Here we are. Nicky and Dan, I wonder, have you stopped? Have you just stopped? Have you just not bothered? Because I could respect that. I'm interested.
At this point, we're already completely just bored of this game. I'm pretty sure.
It's just super similar to every game we had well, since Moyes has been charged where the team sits deep. Can't do anything. We're a counter-attacking team. And if the team are counter-attacking against us, it's just it turns into this. It turns into this. And we're going to see it much more in the season because we've got David Moyes at the wheel. West Ham fan TV still on. They just came over to... Fair enough. Fair enough. Again, I do respect it. I do respect it.
How to interact with 2 live streams at once. Should we... Do you know what? Let me just quickly, just for entertainment value whilst on there, I'm just going to pull up West Ham fan TV stream. I'm just going to go into their stream.
I was about to ring Nikki on the phone just to say hello.
Hang on. Right, everybody jump back into West Ham fan TV's chat. But hang on a minute. I've just tuned in to hear Dan Lawless saying we're taking the bait. What? What's happening here? We've rumbled them, Charlie. We've rumbled them. Something's going on. Charlie, talk to me. What's going on?
I'm ringing Nicky. I'm giving him a phone.
You're ringing him.
I'm ringing Nicky. Oh, it says it couldn't accept the call. Hang on. I'm ringing Nicky. Okay, right, that's not going on. I'm ringing Lawless. I'm ringing Lawless now. I'm getting through to one of them. I'm legit ringing. Hang on. What's going on here, Dan Lawless from West Ham fans? Hang on, what's going on here? What's all this?
Well, I don't know what you think about, mate. What you're referring to?
Listen, all I'm saying is all these people rock up into chat, start talking about biscuits, saying that you've sent them. Right, Nicky's. I can't get through to Nicky, so I've had to ring you. What's this sabotage going on?
Biscuits. They're talking about biscuits.
Well, someone did. I don't know if that was you or whether that was just one person wanting to talk about biscuits, which I respect. To be fair, if you sent them to talk about biscuits, I'd be totally fine with that as well. But you know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where Nicky got the idea from, but if we just, send some love. Send some love.
Listen. I don't mind. I don't mind at all. How are you? How do you think the game's going, Dan?
You know what? I think it's going absolutely appallingly. Obviously,
Yeah.
like we've started talking about bolognese. We've almost been stopped. Not even.
Oh, bro, listen. This is what we do most streams. We talk about food, so I wouldn't worry about that too much. That's basically our entire thing. Who cares about talking about football? We talk about food all the time.
Yeah, it's not an interesting game, but yeah, we've had some people from Hammers chat in the comments as well. So I think you send some back over.
Yeah, just to send a lot. Congratulations on Talksport last night. It was very good.
Oh, thank you.
Good. I think you echoed the sentiments of a lot of fans. I just wanted to let you know that you did a good job.
Did you hear that? Did you hear Nicky?
No.
He said, "Can we have a fix afterwards? We've got work to do."
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All right, tell Nicky I love him, and then I love you too, Dan. We'll speak later.
Yeah, you too, mate. Have a good one.
Bye. It's Dan Lawless from West Ham Fan TV, everyone. There you go.
Unfortunately, Nicky spoiled it and ruined it for all of us, as he's told now everybody what we're doing after the stream ends.
There we go.
Bit of fun for the live chat.
There we go. All through to Bowen. It's in.
Yeah.
It's counted. It's counted. We're back in the Betway Cup, everyone. We're back in the Betway Cup. Come on.
Get in. You watch a replay, so we know what we're talking about at full time. Who the hell was that? Oh, 4 nows. Shock horror. 4 nows. Or is that Cullen? I can't tell. They both seem very tanned. Whoever just got the assist.
Clips are saying Cullen.
Is it either Cullen or 4 nows? Apparently everybody's saying Cullen. Yeah, that was a very heads up play. I did see the assist. I just didn't see who did it. I should probably put my glasses on so I can actually see that. Stelly says, Stelly, nice to see you.
Stelly.
As Gary says, can you describe the goal, please? Charlie, do you want to do that?
You saw it more than I did. I was on the phone to Dan Lawless from West Ham Fan TV, so you might have to describe it.
Basically, a ball just got fizzed into the box by somebody straight in from the 18-yard box. This is why Charlie's so much better than that. But I don't know whoever it was that was. Again, this is absolutely brilliant. Apparently, people are saying it's Cullen, but the ball got fizzed in just at the edge of the 18-yard box, and Cullen just had a deft little touch that literally just split 2 or 3 of the Bournemouth centre backs, and a nice tap in by Bowen, who keeps his scoring streak up going in pre-season. And we're not out of the Betway Cup just yet. So, yes, somebody said, Selly, that was it. Jared Bowen changed his number, and I didn't even realise.
Wasn't he number 20 last season, or was he 17?
He was 17 last season, I'm pretty sure.
Interesting. Who was 20? Was that Yarmolenko?
No, Yarmolenko's 7.
Then I don't know. This is why I lose all West Ham quizzes, because I don't bloody know. Also, Ray, that was a name drop. You're welcome. I was speaking to Dan Lawes off West Ham Fan TV, of course, TalkSport famous Dan Lawes from West Ham Fan TV.
Yeah, no, Jared Bowen definitely wore 17 last season, didn't he? Cardoso was 20, apparently.
There you go.
He's been touted to go out on loan, hasn't he? So potentially that's why. Who knows? Phil Goodfellow, what club shirt are you wearing there, Tom? Yeah, I went semi-claret and blue today. This is the Drogheda home shirt from last season, as purchased by my father. So shout out to my dad.
I'm going to go toilet. So I'm just
dear.
I'm just going to leave you in charge.
Oh no! He's leaving me in charge, ladies and gents. Let's not completely try to derail the stream just before half time, as Charlie is going. He's not put it on full screen though, as he wanders off there. Right. Have we scored again? Have we scored again? Oh, we've scored again! We've scored again. Josh Cullen again. It seems. Sorry, it's all kicking off here. Jared Bowen again. Lovely reverse pass almost into Jared Bowen, who just gets a lovely flick on it, who somehow gets in behind the Bournemouth back 4. Maybe a slight hint of offside there, but he glances, he nods it down, and we are all square in the Betway Cup final. It's big. That was a lovely assist again by Josh Cullen. But as we all know, you can't get a couple of assists in pre-season for West Ham, because then there are questions on whether or not you're doing it for the manager, and you end up getting sold. So, yeah, no, Josh Cullen, that was a fantastic ball in, a little hookup going there. As we go 2-2 up. Unfortunately, Charlie's just walked out just as we've scored. So, hang on, he's coming back. I can hear him. The noise is coming. Hammer down under this Cullen. Quick sell him. I know, mate. Look, this is it. This is apparently the numbers, as Dean says, numbers mean nothing during pre-season, and apparently you can end up getting sold if you. Oh no, Dean Marsh wasn't saying numbers in terms of actual assists numbers. He was actually saying about numbers on shirts. But yeah, fantastic ball by Cullen, second assist apparently of the day, and we're back in the Betway Cup. I lose the plot when Charlie leaves the stream. Charlie, it's 2-2. Where have you been? It's 2-2, bruv. It's 2-2. Where have you been? We're back in. It's Josh Cullen with the assist again.
Oh, what time to be alive?
Josh Cullen, about 25 yards out, he just whips like a lovely. How would you say it? A swaz, a curved ball? I can't say swaz.
A swaz.
The whole Jeremy Lynch debacle this week on social media.
Can put that in the tags now. Cheers, love that. It wasn't necessarily fizz, but it had a lot of spin on it, and it was just a glancing header down by Jared Bowen, and it was an arching cross. There you go. That's exactly what I meant. An arching cross. PB says you hope you washed your hands. Charlie. I have. You can sort of see the wetness still on sort of parts of my wrist and stuff. I did wash my hands. I'm a very cleanly boy when it comes to that. You know.
Oh, you do it. Cheeky cross hands. Don't forget to change the score line.
Thank you. 2-2. Gio be hyped. Chevy hopes.
I was saying to the live chat whilst you're out, Josh Cullen's got to be careful now. He's got 2 assists in pre-season. He has all of a sudden gone from being in and around the first team to being on the chopping block.
Yeah, he's getting dangerously close to being sold undervalued to a relegation rival.
He's genuinely close to joining someone for absolute pittance. Unfortunately. Yeah, sorry, Dean. I got completely confused there. Dean, we were talking about numbers. We were talking about assists and stuff. As Hamadown Under said, he was like, careful, forgetting the other assists just because you can potentially get sold now. But Dean was actually talking about numbers on the back of jerseys. So as I went very American there, talking numbers on the back of shirts.
On the back of jerseys.
Hazel Wade is asking, please talk about transfer news. I'm sure we will.
Is there any?
Yeah, Jared Bowen looks for the first half hat-trick. No. We will talk either second half or maybe after half time at some point. We'll talk about it. We have free reign of the YouTube channel. We could
do
everything.
whatever we want right now. When the G's are away, the boys will play, as it were.
I like that.
We could do literally whatever we want.
Phil Jones, I hope you're not coming to West Ham, says, who scored? Jared Bowen with both goals. I hope your name is just genuinely Phil Jones and you're not a football Twitter Phil Jones. Callum Brookson says, would you rather have a left back or a right back if Johnson had a shocker?
Well, I'm more confident in our left back options, which is a weird thing to say. And by that, I just mean Aaron Cresswell is the best fullback we have. And that's a damning indictment on our fullbacks, if we're being honest. Yeah. We need both. If you said to me you could only pick one, I would pick a left back because I am happy to allow Johnson to make the mistakes to try and grow because that's what you have to do with youth players. But I mean,
I wholeheartedly agree. England are playing at 5 o'clock today. I completely forgot about that.
They are against another national team.
As Andy Walsh says that Rice is starting. Let's just quickly have a cheeky look.
Have a cheeky look at the starting lineup.
So look here. It's really quite sad when I have to put my phone here so I can see the team.
Half time in the Betway Cup. And it's 2-2. A shocking turnaround.
Pickford, Walker, Gomez, Dyer, Trippier, Rice start, Sancho, Ward-Prowse, Philly Foden.
Hang on. Read that out again. Slowly.
Pickford.
Yeah.
Kyle Walker, Joe Gomez, Eric Dyer at centre half. Bloody hell. Kieran Trippier at left back.
Because he would pick one like a madman.
Rice at holding mid, Sancho, James Ward-Prowse, Phil Foden, Sterling, and Kane.
That's a wonky ass team. I'm really looking forward.
Loves the bench. Names that you never thought you'd see in an England team are as follows: Mason Greenwood. Not that I'm saying he shouldn't be playing. I agree, he's been sensational, but I didn't think we'd see him so soon. Mason Greenwood, Calvin Phillips, Danny Ings, Jack Grealish, Connor Cody, Ainsley Maitland-Niles.
Ainsley Maitland-Niles made it into the squad.
Yeah, my word. I think he came in at last minute because of injury.
Fair. That's wild. We're just looking at the replays of the goals here. Danjuma really embarrassingly dribbles right through the middle of both Antonio and Johnson to get to the first, and then Diop gets shook about bringing him down and then lets him. It's just bad. It was a very to give Bournemouth their credit, they really do know what they're doing. They're structured very well, which is I wish I saw who did the through ball.
It did happen. Look at this reverse ball, little arched ball as they called it.
That is Peng. That was Josh Cullen. That was Josh Cullen if ever I've seen him.
Apparently, Antonio's just limped up at half time as well.
Yeah, but he does that. He limps up. He doesn't stop limping. That's all he does. Until he's running and then he's wobbling. That's just what he does. Wait, Hazel Wade, any players you would sign, Tom? Any particular people you want us to sign quite badly?
No, because it doesn't matter because we ain't going to sign them anyway.
Very defeatist attitude. I'm liking it.
Yeah.
I would sign. the thing is about like people to sign is I want to see us sign people I don't know because that means we've actually got like a scouting department in place. So when we got linked to that Japanese defender, I
The
was
issue you're talking
I was hyped because I don't know him, and I started looking to him, go, oh, okay, we could do some bits and pieces there.
Do you know why I know him, and I know why some of the other people in the fan base are getting quite hyped about him potentially?
Is
It's
it?
because he got a card in FIFA.
I was going to say, is it FIFA?
Yeah, literally, he got a card in FIFA, and again, scouting is still Jack on FM. Yeah, it probably is. That's probably Jack Sullivan has gone. Oh, he looked quite good. A pacey centre back on FIFA, an objectives card. Oh yes. Clayton, bloody hell, Tom, what is wrong with you? You sound so pessimistic. I don't know, Clayton. It's almost as if the last 24 hours didn't just happen.
He's Tom. Let me explain Tom to you if you don't know. Okay, I know Tom well. I've known Tom for many years now. And if there's one thing, Tom's a wavy boy. Okay, so he goes in waves. So when he's down, he's down. But in the words of the Grand Old Duke of York, when he's up, he's up. You know what I mean? So 2-2. How do you? I mean, sorry. So let's talk about the game, Tom. Let's talk about the game. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about because obviously we've had a massive swing in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, it's completely changed the complexion of the game, hasn't it? Yeah, he. Sorry, I'm getting completely distracted by the live chat. Dean, I will answer that question in a minute, as I know you've been taunting me that within a year. Yeah, so yeah, we started really poorly, really poorly. Expected a lot better, probably after last night. I guess is the kind of reaction that we expected. From the players, they were just not at the races, not with it, and just as we put it all afternoon, we conceded so many goals like that previously in the past, and the same thing happened again there. Just defense switching off, allowing players to dribble through. Ben Johnson obviously hooked after 26 minutes, which I didn't necessarily agree with, but I will say. The game didn't really change after he went off. It changed when, Lanzini came off and Cullen came on, providing both assists for the goals. Mm. So, yeah, it was an absolutely woeful opening 25 to 26 minutes, and then it kind of after Josh Cullen came on, who provided two absolutely unbelievable, gorgeous assists for Jarrod Bowen to score both. So, yeah, some good signs from Josh Cullen if he actually manages to survive for the rest of the transfer window. So, yeah, there you go. What about you? How you feeling at that?
It's what I expect. I kept saying it last year, and I felt a little bit like a broken record, and I still kind of do. And it's the fact that we just don't play well against teams who sit deep. Bournemouth aren't the Bournemouth I was expecting necessarily, but I didn't know what to expect. Obviously, they're changing manager.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, it made me not. I was trying to figure out what kind of Bournemouth we would see. And what we've seen is a very defensively sound team. We've obviously scored 2 in quick succession. But before that, the first opening 35 minutes or so, they looked really accomplished. They looked really decent at the back. And when we do face teams who are happy to sit deep and not, step outside too much and just go on a counter-attack, we fail because the way Moyes sets up, he can't set up against teams like that. He just doesn't know what to do. So I mean, I kind of would take 2-2 again. I don't like judging performances too much. It's pre-season. I don't want to sit here and be like really individually picking apart player performances. I could do, but I don't want to because it's pre-season. But I guess I'd take 2-2 after the opening. How difficult we found it. Josh Cullen coming on for Lanzini seems to have worked a treat. And again, I just really want to see him. I really want to see him in the Prem. Sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to say, Jazza, I think, is the only person at the minute who hasn't seen the first half. He apparently, people were saying he was deliberately trying to get sent off. He did look like he was absolutely swinging for the fences. I will say
that challenge he made just before he got subbed off was a wild one.
It was wild. So maybe there was just a lot of anger from what happened yesterday. One of his mates being sold, who knows? But yeah, he was hooked 26 minutes in. And how have our fullbacks been? Yeah, not fantastic. But again,
I think Cresswell's been fine.
That right-hand side was an issue. Put it that way.
They were destroying us. They were absolutely destroying us. as Hazel asks, do you think we're going to win? How do you feel? I think we're in the. I do think we're in the ascendancy. I think the differences between us and Bournemouth is Bournemouth are playing at potentially top capacity, whereas we weren't. So if we step up a gear, which we seem to in that last 10 minutes, we have the ability to win. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we will win. How's that about pessimistic for you, Clayton? Is that better?
There you go. There you go.
I think we'll win. Yeah. Again, as Hammer says, who cares? To be honest with you, after the last 24 hours, I'm just like, okay. So I could care less if we won. So you might have to pull me off the stream again in a second. You might have to just go full screen.
I will. Yeah, so if you don't know, there will be a review at full time. Gonzo and Gio are out gallivanting this weekend. And so it will actually be us again. It will be in a separate stream, which is already set up. We'll put the link in the chat at the end of the thing. And the reason we're not doing it all on one is just so if people only want to watch a review and not watch our stupidity for 2.5 hours, whatever it is, they could just click on a review. So we'll send it over there and then we'll start the review about 2-3 minutes after this one starts, just to give you enough time to come get involved in that. And that'll be a more traditional looking review of the Betway Cup, which we still have a chance of coming away with the trophy. It's just very exciting. The crowd will get us through, Kieran. I agree. They're just gonna they go wild. Josh Cullen. I keep saying it. I really like Josh Cullen. While I start blocking people in the chat, Tom, is there anyone on the bench you want to see?
I can just about bring myself to watch the match. Only here's for you guys, mate. Cheers, Clayton. I'm only joking, mate. Secretly, I'm not. I'm not the kind of West Ham fan that it just completely takes over my life when something bad happens. Like it pissed me off for 5 minutes and then I'll kind of calm down and be back to normal. Sort of as Charlie, kind of, I see you there. But it doesn't like affect my life too much. I've been similar to Charlie. I've switched off from most of social media for the last few months. Yeah. For after that Premier League season finished, that was it. I was done. But then after last night, it just it all descended into chaos and all those feelings have come back. So, quickly, I will say, because there are a few people that are asking some questions in the chat before the second half starts. Dean Marsh. Dean bloody Marsh. Let me just hang on, just for the record, as we load up my phone, right? We're going into the depths of Tom Atherton's phone. So this is my little games folder here, okay? Candy Crush. We click on Candy Crush, right? Hang on, as it just loads up. Let me just bring it up a little bit. Play. Okay, as they get past all of the bloody levels. Okay.
I didn't set up a Young Tom individual one today, so that's why I can't go full screen on Young Tom.
1,611 level. It is crap because my dad's on like level 7,000, and
I'm such a huge fan that you and Nick are out here challenging each other on Candy Crush.
Oh, we don't. He's already won that game.
It's like you with platinum trophies. There's no competition.
So, Dean, I did not fall asleep in that charity live stream. I was awake and I was playing Candy Crush.
I actually genuinely do believe Young Tom. I would be the first person to call him out for it if he did do it, but he was actually genuinely playing Candy Crush.
Speaking of people that potentially fell asleep, Gio left for that shower.
He did leave
2 hours.
Sat on the windowsill for 2 hours. I don't know about that one. The thing is, I don't know if playing Candy Crush is any better than falling asleep, but we'll move on.
Yeah, I distinctly remember that. Gio coming back after 2 hours away. It was me, you, and Wayne, wasn't it?
Wayne
on at the time.
From American Hammers, yeah. And the West Ham is Why We Drink podcast, of course. Go subscribe. Listen to on Spotify and whatnot.
And Gio just comes back, like he's just seen a ghost, and he was like, "Yeah, that's."
That is an awful Gio impression. That was. You're usually quite good. That was a mess.
I don't care at this point. It is what it is. But he come back and he was like, I've just been sat on the windowsill for like.
It's a bit better.
So 2 hours. I can't do his accent specifically.
That was better than the first one. The first one sounded like Jacqueline McCaffrey from the Limmy show. The second one was a lot better.
I was just going stereotypical Scottish. It was like, I was just sat on the windowsill for the last 2 hours. And it's like, okay, all right, yeah, 2 hours just sat on the windowsill, yeah, 2 hours.
And then he stayed up to watch the Champions League final.
Yeah,
Jay
Bloody-
Jazza, I want to know what your lunch menu. I fell asleep for the Champions League. I want to know what your lunch menu looked like. So I had lunch before the show. I had I did have a burger. I had a vegetarian burger, Morrison's own one, which has like bread. It's like a breadcrumb edge. It's peng burger inside a bagel, with cheese, and then on the side I had a vegetable soup. A classic Charlie Walsh lunch, to be honest with you. What did you have, Tom?
I had sausage rolls,
Yes, yes.
caramelized onion
Love
sausage rolls. Hammer down on it quickly. How old does Tom need to be before he isn't young Tom anymore?
Never, because we know older people called Tom, so young Tom will always be young Tom. It's because we knew one Tom Down.
Thankfully, Tom Downs. I'd rather be my name than Tom Downs' name.
So Tom Down's the first Tom, and then young Tom came along. So we needed a way to differentiate between two. So we have young Tom, and then we have drunk Tom, who is Tom Down. And now we have also Tom Bull exists now. It's another Tom, who I just call Bull.
Me or Bull. Yeah.
Bull. And sometimes he just gets Tom or Tom Tom. Sometimes I call him Tom Tom, like the sat nav. You know, it's to differentiate between the people. You know?
Yeah. So older Tom Down is drunk Tom, or was known as drunk Tom.
Yeah.
I was known as young Tom. They were the
drunk Tom specifically because I've never met a man who can down. The only man who I've met who can down. Drunk Tom drinks more than anyone I know, or did at the time. But Nicky's the only person who can keep up with him very, very comfortably. Nicky from West Ham Fan TV. He holds alcohol like no one you've ever seen before. It's insane. It's nuts. One of the last games we did before lockdown, he was like, before the game he was like blackout, like done. And then after the game, he rocked up to me like he was sober. Rebecca was there. Rebecca could back it. It was nuts. It was insane. It was bananas. So drunk Tom isn't ever actually drunk. No, he is when he comes to games. I once saw him drink like 20 something pints in a day. It was bananas.
Yeah. Whenever we whenever we would go out and we'd go to the Bat and Ball after games. Tom Down's tipple of choice after drinking from 8 a.m. solidly would usually be a triple tequila and a triple vodka orange, or something like that. Triple vodka orange or something like that. It was a mess. I was usually a mess as well, but we won't get into that today.
Tom, I just want to show the people. So I've been setting up stuff for my own streaming purposes. Tom, can you say something shocking? I just want to show the people my headphones. Say something shocking.
Okay. Grady Dean Garner deserved to get sold because he was crap.
That's fun. I love that one. I've got good buttons. I've just got buttons. This is what you don't get on other streams. You don't get stuff.
I don't think that, by the way, people, please, before you all leave. I don't actually stream.
So as we're getting ready for the second half here, I'm gonna have a little look on Twitter just to see if anyone has mentioned if Ben Johnson was injured or not.
I think I've not actually checked Twitter since this game's going
because
on.
I feel like it was just such an odd substitution. It'd be interesting to see. Let's have a look around. People in the chat, how are you feeling about the second half? Are we going to win? Are we going to hear? Reef says that is still not better than the Vars face. That's fair. I don't think anything is as good as that. I can't lie to you. I think that is the peak of streaming. It just is. I have got 2 pints of water, which I'm just plowing my way through. But
quickly, whilst there are, I haven't actually done this today. It's poor from me. Whilst there are 200 of you in here, as I look lovingly into the camera, please do drop a like on the video. Really helps us out. Really helps Gio out, Gonzo, the whole of us here at Hammers Chat. Makes the videos pop up and recommended so that you guys join in, because obviously the season starts next week and we need all of you back in here for our watch alongs. Myself and Charlie, we go again. So do just subscribe if you haven't already. Drop a like on the video. Just it makes us feel like what we're doing is worth it to you guys. So thank you again to everybody that's tuned in today as we look pretty much set for the second half. So
tried to type in X on Twitter and I accidentally clicked on the autocorrect Extinction Rebellion, and that's not what I needed in my life right now. I need
Extinction Rebellion doing bits in London the last couple of days.
Extinction Rebellion standing in front of GSB trying to sell Josh Cullen as we speak. All parked outside.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if we need anybody to start a riot, let's just get Extinction Rebellion in.
Get him in. Get him in. They could do probably right and left back.
They want all the smoke.
We want smoke. No news yet, as I can see. I didn't check Clarence Hugh. I'll have a look at Sean. Go on.
Dean, something you'd appreciate. Half-time snack here: salted caramel Twix and Parma violets.
Oh, Dean! Huge manoeuvres. Salted caramel Twix is peng. I can't lie to you. It really is.
The way that you said that really quickly, I know you said salted caramel, but it almost just sounded like Sol Campbell Twix is really peng.
I mean, I'm not a fan of Sol Campbell, personally. I'm not a fan.
Here we go. Second half of the biggest.
What a man. Ross just did bits. What a man. Bloody love Ross.
You started the timer, dear Charlie.
I have not. Sorry, I was trying to find news. There we go. I'll tell you what. I'll get the exact time in.
Also, I start my. I see that Rebecca just retracted a message there. Rebecca, that better be not self-promotion for your videos on the forum channel here. I will be swiftly removing if there is any self-promotion.
Any self-promotion, Rebecca, and we will swiftly be. It would be remiss of you to mention the fact that you'll be doing videos on the forum channel, and of course, hammer it out every other Thursday on American Hams TV. If you even mentioned it, getting a timeout.
We will be straight on it. Wabang. Oliver Heaversides, is Randolph injured? I imagine he's with Ireland. Is it?
I imagine he's with Ireland, yeah, and it's the same with Oliver. Of Jazz, who of course asks where's Fab. He's away with Poland international duty, which is affecting our things so much. Fornals trying to flick it round, almost got there. I love Pablo Fornals. Look at him. He's just so good. Good.
Mr. Hack says, "How are we watching it?" On Facebook.
Do I have it pasted? Oh, he does. I'll send you the link.
Oi, the busting up there. Blaze is over.
Who was it? I can't see. Oh, Musa. I can see. Sorry. Here you go, Musa.
Anyone's that?
Here goes that.
Oh, don't start me again. Quickly. As Foe, he donated before, and I didn't say thank you. So thank you very much.
Legend. Legend. And you asked. He did mention his Patriots. He supports the Patriots.
Did you? I didn't say.
Well, there was a couple of people talking about it, and you missed it. You missed the NFL chat.
That's very poor. Very poor, that from you, Foe. I expect better. Very poor. 1 second. Can you go full screen on yourself? I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to go check on my dog because I can't cry.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Decent ball in. Oof. Nice to see you all. Thank you for joining us once again, despite the match not being the most exciting. As Tom mentioned, we will be doing them during the actual season as well. There's stuff to sort out. If you're a Patreon member, the Patreon podcast will return this week. Gary Kellington, if you're still here, actually, I need to DM you. But yeah, Reese finding a decent thing, I would disagree with it. Thank you. I do appreciate it. I need to get rid of this beard. Look, it's too much. It's too much. Charlie, why are you always behind us? There's no delay. There is a very mild. It's the delay. It's like I'm watching the stream, so what you're seeing, I'm already watching. So there's the delay between me and you seeing it. I do have what's known as ultra low latency on, which stresses out my internet quite much. But to try and make the delay as few as possible. But not quite there. As Bournemouth go through, that's a good opportunity. They're number 9, who I don't know who that is. Is it Solanke? I don't know. David Martin's just gone for him. Bloody hell. That was nuts. I don't know how that's happened, but it's somehow managed to get away with that. David Martin just scrambling to try and stop. I think it was Dominic Solanke from getting anywhere near the goal, just following him around like I don't know, like a child high on Ribena. That's the thing. You look better without a beard and short hair. No, well, I respect that. Young Irish Tommy. who's another Tom at this point, but we call him Tommy, of course, Irish Tommy, Thomas Longer. Charlie starts to look like an Ewok. There's a lot of people talking about the hair, which I respect, and I do agree with you. I have been meaning to shave for about a month, but what you're seeing is the effect of my laziness. And my hair is all over the shop. I want to get a haircut as well. I wanted to get it for the peak of summer, so I could be slightly colder, but that did not work out, did it? That did not work out at all. Hang on, there we go. Charlie's powers in his beard is. I'm like Samson, the mythological figure, as opposed to the mobile phone brand. GSP out, Jack McIntosh, of course. Don't recognise a single Bournemouth player other than Solanke. There's one or two on there that were sort of notable, I guess. For example, they've got Billing on the bench. Who, if we didn't sign Solanke, if we didn't sign Souček, I'd be very for. But now we have Souček, we don't really need him. But that would be my opinion on that one. We're looking a little bit better in the second half. But this is the time when I'm interested, where they are sitting deep. It's Josh Cullen go for a big searching ball. Halle gets up, wins the header, bounces about, close. We can get a bit better. Josh Cullen he's putting. I'll tell you what, Josh Cullen's putting in a stamp, putting in a performance here to try and get at least a starting position. I did find it interesting that we started Fornals and Lanzini with Noble and no Josh Cullen for the balance sake. And you could make an argument that sort of affected us, because they did sort of wander through our midfield a little bit too easily in the opening stages of our first half. Again, they're sort of bouncing about. Did Billing come on for them? Because I think 29's big Phil Billing. I don't know. Irish Tommy. Charlie, do you think the current bad publicity will pressure the board to inject in some transfer funds into the club? I do. I don't know how much. The thing is, I said this earlier, and I know I saw a couple of you disagree. I think Clayton was maybe someone who disagreed, potentially yourself, Irish Tommy, as well. I do think if they were to make a quote-unquote exciting signing, so basically a winger, when I say that, I do think some of the anger will dissipate. Now, when I say some, I'm not talking about from the majority of the fan base, and I think it's not solving the problem, it's just quelling some of the flames very briefly. I do think that would probably happen, because when you make exciting signings, people get excited, and people, it tends to distract a little bit. But I do think that would only be a case of just sort of pushing it out slightly further. But I can't imagine what it would be like. Oh, is he back? He is back. I don't imagine what it would be like if we I've been completely thrown off by Tom's beautiful facade. Deflected shot, wide. I don't know what it would be like if they went and made a big signing like that. All of a sudden, everyone's going to be like, so we did have money, so why were you lying to us this whole time? It's one of those ones where the problem with the board now is that they have gone too far. It's at the stage where it's gone too far, and it doesn't matter what they do, because they're constantly on the back foot. They're constantly on the defensive, so they have to step forward a bit more than to. They can't just do something and then solve the problem now, because all that happens the second something bad happens again, it'll go straight back. The only way out is for them to completely change everything they do, or to just sell the club. Hello, Tom.
Hello.
How long were you sat there?
I was just on the phone. I do apologise.
Oh, okay. So you muted yourself. I see why.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't see you, and so I assumed you'd walked out of the room, and then I just heard the vape, and I was like, "Oh, Tom's been there." I didn't know.
No, don't worry. Sorry, I've got a big yawn coming again, Chuck.
Yawn it out, bro. Yawn it out.
Oh, dear me. What was I going to say? What were you talking about? What was the discussion?
No, Irish Tommy asked the question, do you think the current bad publicity will pressure the board into injecting some transfer funds into the club?
Last time, yeah. This time, no. I don't think it will have any change. Not this summer, anyway. To quote the good old famed reliable Sean Whetstone from West Ham Football on Twitter, according to his source, the market is very flat. I'd love to know who his source is, because Well, this market ain't flat.
Like a Coca-Cola bottle that's been left open over the night. The market is very flat. It's very flat. Bradbury and Charlie, I've never seen the fan base this angry before. Normally the fans divide and attack each other. However, this time I feel the fans are united with the board. Yeah, I agree. I do think everyone's united against them. It's
different though this time, doesn't it?
Do you know what it feels? I think the thing is like the first time around with the Burnley game, it was very much people were lovely stuff. It was people were united, but they were. It was like an explosion, It was a case of where like it was a combustion that sort of happened not suddenly because obviously it built up over time, but it was like boom, and there was no way to sort of quell it down. I think what Hammers United have done over the past year, with getting formal protests going and stuff like that, it's made it a lot more of a unified approach to this sort of thing, and it means that when. And I know this is such a small thing, but just having a hashtag GSB out, means that you can sort of all signify and unify as one. And it's not although that combustion is happening, it's being funneled as opposed to before where it was just.
Yeah, it was trending last night. That's the era that we live in now. It's weird to say, but it's the era that we live in.
It is.
Hazel Wade, thank you very much for subscribing. Yes, I did see in the little live sub counter as it pops up. I've made a few changes, new subtle changes to.
I like it.
For the next weeks, I was working hard late last night, just trying to touch a few things up, maybe a few thumbnails, maybe a few graphics here and there.
I'm very excited for the new graphics package. It's very exciting.
Cy Beeks, nice to see you. Apparently, says he got the times completely wrong. I would have said you didn't miss much, but you kind of did. In the after the 26th minute, shall I say?
I saw someone ask. Let me find it. Hang on. Give me a moment. Nick Swire, thoughts on 4 now so far as Bournemouth go through, takes it round. David Martin. Shot off against the post. Second opportunity, 29. I think it's Billing. Diop gets a foot in. Lays it back. Shot. Big hit. Big bloody hit. 3-2 Bournemouth. Excellent finish by Dan Gosling, of all people. Former Newcastle youth player, Dan Gosling. That's a great finish. That's a very good finish.
Did not think he had that in the bag.
I think it's Dominic Solanke there. David Martin comes out. He's been very proactive in coming out this half. Shoots anyway. Bounces off the post. Billing is desperately trying to get the ball out of his feet to shot. Diop manages to get a foot in, and the ball comes back to Dan Gosling just on the edge of the area, who hits an absolute pile driver, barring in. Fair play. It's one heck of a finish. Back on like FIFA 2005 or something, I used to buy Dan Gosling a lot.
Why in my head I can just hear for some reason Martin Tyler when he screamed the Salah thing. You know when he went Salah.
Oh yes,
Black and Arrow.
Aguero.
Gosling. Arrow.
Also Jazza. Just in case, there's the link. I know you probably know what it is. When we were talking about timings and all that, I don't touch the stream once it starts going. I don't touch the stream for the actual match because it just makes mistakes. So I don't touch it. But Young Tom also seems to come in and out of, like, for example, Young Tom. What time are you on now?
58:29.
Yeah, see, he's like 2-3 seconds ahead of me, whereas before we were perfectly synced, and then before that I was ahead of it. It's all, it's just amazing.
Irish Tommy says goalkeeper from Pala losing the ball on the edge of the box. He's been very poor today. He has.
I don't think he's been poor. I think the system doesn't work for him, but that's a side note for another time. To be fair, that doesn't mean he can't be poor as well. That's unfair for me. But I don't think we can play. The system doesn't work because, again, the opposition, and we're expecting it to just work. If it was a counter-attacking play where we were playing this system, I think it'd be fine, but we can't counter-attack against a counter-attacking team because it does not work. Spider-Man pointing and all that. The immovable object faces the unstoppable force and all that,
Olgoj Chochoj if I completely Lord Jesus, this is painful to watch. I mean, our game. Yeah, I mean, this isn't painful to watch. How could you be? This could never be painful to watch. This is excitement. Yeah, no, this is. It's not been great. It's not been great. Unfortunately. Apparently, I've just got very tired all of a sudden in the second half. I do apologise.
The Spider-Man
yeah.
pointing meme is a solid meme, Rebecca. Sorry, Cara.
A lot of news today. If the Jamal Lewis to Newcastle, to be believed, for the rumoured fee, they've saw this morning as well that they're potentially getting Ryan Fraser on a free, and they're looking at getting Callum Wilson in as well. But don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, the market's flat.
The market is flat. It's flat like the Netherlands. It's flat.
It's flat like the earth.
Like...
Don't let man tell you the market is flat. All right. Yeah, all these transfers you see, Ake going for stupid money, Ferran Torres, all these lesser clubs, Alan signing for Everton today, which by the way is a pretty good signing, I think. All these big signings. The market is flat, and I can put my finger away now because I'm pointing a lot and I don't know why.
Flat. It's flat.
It is flatter. Actually, I can't probably say that one.
Hang on. I know what you were going to say, but don't. It's flat. Flat. It's flat. Don't let anyone tell you differently, because it's flat. Okay. Don't say that. Don't say what you were going to say.
Okay. Especially after my joke last week that only a couple of people heard that went under the radar. Mark Collins is. I mean, yeah.
Back down, Tom.
You're in the right region of what I was going to say, but not the daughters stuff. Charlie, Tom, give me a reasonable prediction of where as Bournemouth.
And it's 4.
And he's gone. And he's gone.
Carry on. Carry on with the question. That was actually more.
And he's gone. Shout out to anybody that has watched South Park before.
It's a good finish. David Martin, no offence, lad, but you've been bad today.
And here's the Betway Cup. And he's gone. And he's gone. Yeah, where do we think realistically we will finish as we about to make wholesale changes? I reckon we're going to get relegated. Jack Wilshere, Arthur Masuaku, Felipe Anderson, and Fabian Balbuena are coming on. Hazel Wade asks, will Anderson leave on loan or permanently to Arsenal if he moves? If he moves, it wouldn't surprise me if it was for a bloody loan, knowing what our board are like. I don't think we can afford to literally get rid of him now. So, yeah. 4-2 is the score. Bournemouth really control this game.
I don't think we should get rid of him. But if we do, it will probably only be on a loan, just because that's an easier way to get him out of the door. But I don't think we should. I think that would be a terrible move.
Shout out Foshizi. Really appreciate that, mate. You are a legend.
Absolute legend.
You are a legend.
Flat market syndrome. Hashtag. Get it.
Hashtag flat market syndrome.
Get it.
Hashtag. And here's your Betway Cup, and it's gone.
And it's gone. And it's gone.
Yeah, okay, there's 2 goals for you, 2 kills there, and it's gone.
And it's gone.
Okay, here's Grady the Engander in the first day, and it's gone.
Right, so what were the subs there? Because I missed it.
No, shut up, Charlie. Allow me. I'm going on.
You carry on. I'm going to look him up on my phone.
No, we did win this cup actually.
We definitely have. I've seen Adrian holding it like this, so it has happened.
The subs were Anderson, Wilshere, Fabian Balbuena, and Masuaku. And it looked like it was for Noble, Bowen, Ogbonna, and I didn't see the other one now. So yeah,
not gonna lie, I missed all of that again. I'm just gonna wait for West Ham Twitter to update. There's still
what wholesale changes going on right now?
Wholesale changes for all the boys.
Yeah, that is it. Let's ask the chat as well. Where do you guys think that we will finish this season? I'm saying that we're going to get relegated, Charlie. What about you?
Tom's on a positive wave today. You can't say differently.
Nothing is providing me with hope that we will stay up. I mean, if we make a couple of signings before next week, then maybe yeah. But at the minute, I think we're either going to finish 16th, like a couple of people have said, or 17th, or we will get relegated.
I said this on a show the other day, and I think it's all reliant on David Moyes. I think we have a manager bad enough to take us down and good enough to get us to 14th, 15th. I think if you look at a lot of the pieces in our squad, if we had a different / better manager, then we could do quite well. But there are such key positions missing that we haven't obviously invested in for a long time. We don't need to go back into that. That it's difficult. It's really, really difficult. And the true answer is I don't know. We're going to come up against more teams that will be more expansive against us just because they look at us and go, it's West Ham, we can be, which will help us. But being in a situation like against a team like Bournemouth or another team who are going to sit and deep, we can't do anything against. And we saw that last season, and last season we survived. So I don't think we're going to go down. But I'm not exactly looking forward to the season in any way, shape or form.
Somebody said, I think it was Dean that just said Cresswell centre back. I actually think if Antonio's come off, which I think he has, I think he's played Masuaku left wing. I think Cresswell's still a left back.
Yeah, I also will say this. I do think we're probably one of the favourites to go down. I don't bet, I don't look, but I wouldn't be surprised if we were one of, if not the favourites, and I would probably agree with that as an assessment.
I reckon we were close last night before last night took place, but I reckon now we've got to be one of the bookings' favourites to go down. So
I think we would have before. I said this. I literally said this as far back as last season. I said if we survive, we'll be one of the favourites to go down. And then they said, "Oh, we don't have any money," and I was like, "Well then, there we go. 2 + 2 = 4."
Quickly, we have our first away fan in the year. I didn't actually clock that Mark Collins was a Bournemouth fan. He says Jason Tyndall's Barmy Army.
Oh, welcome.
Quick question, because we always love to hear from away fans, because some of them do drop in during the season, and actually quite a lot of them stayed with us last season, which was really good to have the interaction with them. What are your hopes for Bournemouth for the season? How are you feeling under the new manager? You look to be playing some good football. I'll give you that.
Good hit. What a finish!
As you score a fifth. So yeah, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? Looks like you've smashed it. 5-2. Fair enough.
I don't want to say what I'm about to say.
Do it.
David Martin is fucking trash, bro. I don't want to be hard against him because I really like him, but my God, is he's not been good today. It's only today. And it will dissipate.
Bro, did you just swear?
I did. I didn't. It just sort of came.
Are you okay?
It just sort of came in. An incredible finish by whatever Bournemouth. I wish I had full screen so I could go to you. I apologise. I've only got me. What a finish, though.
Hang on, I'll tell you.
By Anthony.
This is for the live, just because it's the last pre-season game, right? Quickly, I will try and keep my headphones in as best as possible. But this was my face when I saw the news about Grady Diangana being sold last night. Okay.
Oh please, it's not. Wait, hang on. Wait. Don't come back up. I'm gonna make a full screen version of you really quickly. Hang on. No, wait. Hang on, everyone. Hang on. We'll get there. Oh, I've pressed the wrong button. Give me a sec. Stay down, Tom. Stay down. We're almost there. Okay, go.
This was my face last night when we saw Grady Diangana. It was pain. It was pain. It was just pain.
It was just pain.
It was just pain.
It was just pain.
I was looking at Twitter and I was just looking like, I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
That was terrifying. I hate that mask with a passion.
my mate got me that from Japan a few years ago.
It's horrendous.
taken pride in my thing ever since. What was I going to say? Apart from completely freaking you all out. Mark Collins, Jack McIntosh, Charlie, can you chuck the link in the chat?
I can.
Mark Collins, hi guys, I feel we could make the playoffs. Yeah, to be fair, I think the only team before this season would have started, I think for you the best thing is that the best teams have gone up from the division. Nottingham Forest obviously painfully cocked out last year. Swansea going to be a tough challenge. And what's the other one? Brentford. But I mean, if they keep hold of some of their players, I think if Ollie Watkins goes, fair enough. I think Ivan Toney's a very good signing for them.
Yeah,
from Peterborough, and if he goes, then yeah, he'll. It will be tough, but yeah, no, I think you'll be right up there to bounce straight back. You've kept some good players, I think. So now people are putting in laughing faces like 5 minutes late. Are they on a delay by any chance? Has it just happened for them?
I don't know. YouTube's back end has been very weird recently. I've got it on the quickest setting it possibly can. I've got it on ultra low latency.
What the hell typed in the chat?
That is Latin for it was just pain.
How the hell did you type that in?
What do you mean, how did I type it in? With my keyboard, bro?
No, I thought you were something like Irish then or something.
No, it's Latin. It's Latin.
Some Gaelic.
It's Latin. Canis canem edit, you know what I mean? It's a dog eat dog world.
I thought it was something like, like the Irish would say, was it Chucky or La? I heard that once at Conor McGregor press conference. I probably shouldn't say it because I don't know what it means.
Yeah, probably shouldn't be logging it.
Chucky or La. So if you could tell me what that means, either Rebecca or Irish Tommy. Tom, don't say that. Right, okay. I shouldn't say that. Okay, just take me off the stream again, please, Charlie.
I can't. I just changed the one person to you. Now it's just you.
Oh dear. I'm so sorry. Whoever I've just offended, I'm so sorry.
Terrible. Jack, don't trust Charlie. He sends you to. Listen, Ray. I would never do such a thing. Never do such a thing.
Oh no, I shouldn't have said Chucky Allah.
It was just pain.
It was just pain.
It was just pain. Oh, we're awful.
Oh, great! Everybody's just joined about selling the fish tank.
I wish I had a fish tank, honestly. Like, I've said this before. If I was to have a pet, it would either be a cat or fish. I'll have a fish. I'd big them to fish. Tom, what's your fish opinions?
How much for the fish tank? I mean, depends. I mean, I literally have a fish. I have a fish bucket in the garden, so I mean, I'd be charging quite a lot for that. But how much? 69 quid.
Oh, could 50p for a fish tank? How dare you, sir? Hang on. I've got an idea. Hang on.
If it's a war they want, it's a war they'll get. Whoever's been in our chat, just go across into.
Hang on. Don't watch the stream, Tom. You can.
Well, okay, I see the stream.
I mean, it depends what size of fish tank you're looking for.
I mean, well, we've got multiple options there. That looks decent. I don't know. I don't.
How much? I didn't know you could think about fish tanks. Let me just. I can't check the score on my thing. I was just thinking. How much? What size fish tank we saying, boys? What size fish tank we saying? Let me pull up.
Go back and ask your masters what sort of fish.
Yeah, go back and ask them what size we're talking on the what size on the fish tank, and then we can come back to that.
I will say if anybody's been in our live chat, just go back to West Ham Fan TV and just say, what shall they say, Charlie?
Let them know 70 quid for the fish tank at the smallest size.
Yeah, go back and say that 70 quid for the fish tank.
Also welcome everyone. Hello again. As Bournemouth have a free kick in an exciting era.
I've not had a fish tank in a long time. I have a fish bucket in the garden. Apparently,
I really do want a fish tank.
Dan and Nicky said, "Have you seen Flipper Boy?" Unfortunately, I have. I don't think Charlie has.
I have not seen Flipper Boy. I do not know what Flipper Boy is. I'm scared.
You do not want to know what Flipper Boy is.
Is it like Two Girls, One Cup?
Okay.
Rebecca is, of course, reminding us that the fish market is currently flat. It's flat at the moment. The fish market is flat.
Yeah.
In fact, if you do want to go and if you do want to go and reply to them, just let them know that the fish tank market is flat. Let them know that the market for fish tanks.
Yeah. That's actually, you know what? Yeah.
Can I just say, I love the fact we get everyone coming in from their chat, and then also the Three Hammers rocking from their chat as well. Hello, Three Hammers. Good to see you.
Bloody hell. Way to announce yourself. Fish bucket, that's my wife after the daughter was born.
Oh, bloody hell. Bloody hell.
Who is that? I imagine that's Lee, is it? I imagine.
I don't know who it is from her.
I imagine it's Lee.
Good to see you, whoever it is. Nice to see you, boys. Nice to see you.
Do you know, I remember I'm pretty sure it was Lee a few months last year at some point, completely unaware. Luke, that's it. Always Luke. I do apologise. I completely got you. That was embarrassing for me. That is always Luke. I saw you at what was it, Benfleet train station?
Lee is elusive.
Benfleet train station. A couple of years ago now. We were both on the way to a game and we didn't see each other, but I know that if we knew who each other was, we would have probably said hello. Apparently they're asking for lawnmower blades now.
Do you remember the game Chicken Run on the PlayStation 1, Tom?
I do.
On the Chicken Run PlayStation 1 game, there was a mission where you go and find lawnmower blades. But you don't buy them, you just find them. Do you know what I mean? It just is what it is. It is what it is.
Hang on, quickly, because people are coming back and forth here. Can you go and ask West Ham Fan TV, please? If you are here, please do this. Go and ask them.
That's a great question. Are we talking a push mower or one you ride? Sorry, carry on. Go
and ask them how much are potted plants worth? How much are potted plants worth?
I could ring him again. Do you want me to ring him and ask him?
No. I'm going to pull their live stream up. I want you to go back and ask them how much plants worth.
You can listen there. Welcome to listen. Welcome, boys.
There we go. JC straight in. There we go. There's a few coming. There we go. Okay, there are people. How much are potted plants worth, guys? There we go. I see the couple coming in.
Hello, Nicky. Good to see you.
I mean, I will say that we've we've not done as well as West Ham Fan TV when they've come across to us. Admittedly, they have a lot more.
They have more views than us. Do you know what I mean? I mean, let me put it this way: would you rather watch Nicky and Dan, or would you rather watch us? You know. Personally, I'd rather watch Nicky and Dan.
Just copy and paste that. Just.
Or would I? I want to fight. We can fight. I'm joking. Oh my God. You put how much are potted plants worth in our chat?
Yeah, you just comment on that. Apparently, Dan's just said we could have done better than that. Right, I'll tell you what. Then go back, go back and ask them. Actually, no, I probably shouldn't say that. Yeah, Reese, how's the Vars market looking? Flat.
It's flat. Flat market. The market is flat.
Flatter than a nun's tits. What?
What, Tom? Why?
You said the F word in stream.
I did. That's true, and I said it in a way I didn't even fully believe as well. That's fair.
I've got carte blanche to go wherever I want now.
I would say got carte blanche, you know.
Carte blanche, darling. Yeah, innit? That's what you should be asking them. You say how much for a bag of cocaine, please, Dan Lawless. That's what you do. Go back into West Ham Fan TV and say how much for a bag of cocaine. how much for a baggie? Right, I'm going to start it off. How much for a bag of cocaine? I want to see it, guys. I want to see it. Right, Nicky's listening. He's just put £40 for half. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, it's yeah.
It's been a good game. It's been a good game.
It's the crossover you didn't expect, but everybody.
This is like the Avengers, but for West Ham YouTube, and you didn't expect it, and yet here we are.
The two biggest channels going.
Let's all pose like this as the camera like spins around us. You know what I mean? Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good.
It hasn't been a good game. It hasn't been.
No, we're taking the piss. Yeah, it's been crap. It's been crap. Vintage Punk says knock FBI. Yeah, should probably stop that before we both end up getting demonetized and taken down for breaching some sort.
The market for AdSense is flat. It's flat.
I thought our players could use some marching power. They could indeed. Naming no names, there are quite a few that could need some marching power.
Just to remind you, if you want more, there will be a review after this. There will be a review after this. Snodgrass and Xande Silva coming on.
Ooh,
Silva coming on for Haller and Snodgrass for Fornals.
Xande. I like that pronunciation.
Xande. See, which is
losing the plot over it.
If Nicky was here, he'd get involved in the singing.
Gary says Snodgrass will add some much needed pace. Lightning, mate.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you going to say, Charlie?
Oh, I was just going to say there will be a review after this, which we'll put the link in the chat at the end, so we can all jump across and get involved.
Vintage Punk says how much for the Portsmouth shirt. To be fair, it's similar to
it does look relatively Portsmouth. It looks like Portsmouth, like the Portsmouth shirt on Pez potentially. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's Drogheda. As I've been informed by Rebecca, what I said basically means United Ireland and the IRA love say. Right, okay, I apologise. I should open my mouth ever.
You say stuff you don't understand. The Three Hammers # welcome back Carlton incoming at the end of the window. Do you know what? I'd be happy.
Of course you would be.
I'd be happy, but I just need. You know what I mean? I need a large boy up front that I can back. So basically, what I'm saying is one who hasn't got the talent of Sebastian Haller.
I mean, to be fair, Zavon Hines is training, or not training. He's coaching down there, isn't he?
Get him in. Come on.
Get them all in.
I didn't know he was old enough to train. He feels like, in my head, Zavon Hines is still like 19. Header.
He's gone in.
3-2. What an exciting time to be alive.
He's on, boys. The
comeback is on. The Betway Cup could yet be ours. Here we go. 3.
Great header, by the way. The front post by Felipe Anderson.
Felipe Anderson with a header, yeah.
That is a fantastic header.
Crossing. That is actually an excellent. To be fair, that is actually a very, very good header. Dean Marsh, can I review my? Yes, I want to know more about this salted caramel Twix. Give me more. Give me more info.
6-5.
Come on. We're going 6-5. We're going to win 6-5. I know you don't believe us. I know you don't. Come on. If we believe, We'll all believe.
Seaside Hammer says we're depressing as seeing children wearing masks.
It's a depressing time to be alive. We can't act like it's not. We can't act like
It's
it's
been
not.
a strange old year, hasn't it? It's been a strange old year.
2020. 2020, ladies and gentlemen.
It's all right, guys. Don't worry. We've only got 6 minutes left of the Betway Cup before the big match next week against Newcastle, where ultimately we will get smashed, as somebody's Ben's just said, 15-0 probably. Who have you been most... Actually, do you know what? I'm not going to say that because then I'll give away for what we will speak about in the review.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in the review. We're
gonna scare everybody now that's not tuned in today to our watch along, but has thought, do you know what? I can't wait till full time to hear what Gio and Gonzo have to say about this.
Tricked you. Got you. Kobe.
I reckon. Shout out to Kobe, what a legend. Except you, Rebecca, you dissed him. Has Bournemouth looked to add a sixth? No. I reckon that's how we should start the live stream off. For those of you that hear, you're going to hear it, but I reckon we should say that we've kidnapped Jim Gonzo. Do you know what? If I put this,
I could see the cogs whirring in your brain as you put two and two together and got the scary mask as the outcome. Look at him, he's rummaging. He's rummaging. Oh.
Okay, so we've kidnapped Gio and Gonzo. I have Gonzo. Charlie has Gio. Gonzo is now asleep in my bed. I've chloroformed him.
Bloody hell, bro. Oh, I don't think we've been demonetized yet. Let's not try and get demonetized. You know what I mean? Let's not try it. As always, do you think we'll go down? Tom thinks we will. I think it will be unbelievably close. Yeah. Just a depressing.
My feet just got a bit cold. I should probably put some socks.
That's fair, bro. I put some socks on before the stream. You know what I mean? You got to keep the tootsies toasty. Do you know what I mean?
Get the black Adidas big old socks on.
Got to keep the tootsies toasty. Toasty tootsies.
Kieran says, Tom and Charlie, how many points after 7 games? Do you know what? I'd be happy with 4. Realistically, 5 a push if we can somehow manage 2 draws out of that. I guess playing the big teams earlier. Then yeah, I would say I hope 4. I think Newcastle's a must-win start the season off though, because if we start the season off on a wrong foot, I think we're in big trouble. So
if you look at this week's Hammer the Point on American Hammers TV, you can see how many points I said I'll get because we did a prediction thing on there. Ray Borum show. Ray Borum, of course, in the chat. Also, Hammers Chat patron. He hosts that show. We did a thing on there. I can't remember how many I said. So I'd go and have a look at that, Kieran. As you are aware. Self-mind, did you want Eze? I didn't. Tom, did you? I can't remember.
Say again. Did I what?
Did you want Eze?
We said this last week, and I know you weren't necessarily not. I have to word this right because I don't want people thinking that you hated the idea of signing Eze. You were a fan of the player, not necessarily that we needed him. Yes. The money should be spent elsewhere.
Yeah,
I was of the exact same agreement that I think the money should be better spent elsewhere. I wasn't that upset when we didn't sign him because for me he wasn't a priority. If it was a different summer transfer window and we weren't in need of potentially left backs, for example, or defence, then yeah, I would have been happy to sign him. But for now, I'm not too upset that we didn't sign him.
Ben Cargill, how to kidnap with Charlie and Tom. Listen.
We do a lot of how-tos on this channel.
It all starts by working for free on a West Ham YouTube channel for 5 years. You gain trust. And then you work your way from there. That's a lie. It's not for free. I've been paid money, man.
You amalgamate yourself in with the YouTube channel over the last 5 years, and then all of a sudden we just come to the fore, bang, and look what happened. This is the result of that hard work. This is it. He's there. That's Gonzo. He's knocked out in my bet. That's actually, do you know what? I should probably take that off because that just really gives all the kind of wrong connotations, doesn't it?
Yeah. Also, I shouldn't say we did it for free. We've both been paid money and other stuff. That's unfair on him. But it is ultimately. We also haven't kidnapped him in the first place, so it's not a joke.
They have been good to us. They have been good to us. I'm trying not to laugh at the Irish Tommy's comment.
I know. Just ignore.
Because she's not. Because I mean, she's not in my house. She's in the garden.
And that's young Tom muted, ladies and gentlemen. He's no longer allowed to speak for the rest of the stream. He's in timeout. This is what it looks like if you put a troll in timeout IRL. They're just going to have to sit there. Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. I also noticed the sub count has gone. Don't know what's happened there. We'll figure it out. An out of context Ham's chat account would be very interesting. Listen. An out of context young Tom account specifically, potentially. He doesn't... Yes, no one can hear you apart from me. He just asked if you were muted, if he was muted. Right, I'm going to do that because you're swearing now. Stop! Stop! This is my only income. I'm trying to get a flat. Stop. Oh, Jesus. Thank you for joining us, everyone. We really do appreciate it on this horrendous day. You've been unmuted. You've been unmuted.
Sorry. Sorry, Will Blunt just asked, what's the score? Not to be blunt, Will, but look at the screen.
Jesus Christ.
Someone has lit a fire under me.
He's got a bit too excited, ladies and gentlemen. The fame's gone to his head. The fact TalkSport famous Dan Lawless has been talking to him on the stream. He's got very excited. Look at him, he's very excited. The review will be here soon. And then we can just move on from the Betway Cup until next year.
Never. Probably not never won. That we never win.
We never win, but we have won. Tom, just quickly, in case people don't watch the review, how confident are you going into this season? In a sentence.
Not very.
Fair.
I guess that would sum it up. What about you? One sentence.
Yeah, not dreading it. Dreading it. I can't lie. I'm just a bit like.
Rebecca, I know you are in significant amounts of pain. So if you needed to go for a sleep, then we understand. Everybody give Rebecca some love. She did dislocate her shoulder the other day putting a t-shirt on because she's a massive retard.
Tom!
No, I hope that you feel better. I'm being nice. I hope that you feel better, Rebecca. You know, I know it's an awful injury to have done.
I will just mute you again.
Okay. No, I hope you feel better, Rebecca.
Anyone mention the match? I do actually want to watch the England match. Dean, once we're done with the review, I'm going to go and watch it. Because I like watching England. I like watching Rebecca, you're right, he's been muted. I do actually like watching England. I do like international football quite a lot. I just, West Ham first, then international football. But I do like international football. I especially like watching West Ham players play for their country. Tom, are you ready? Are you calmed down? Are you ready to come out of timeout now? Are you sure? Okay, you're unmuted.
I know. I just I wanted to say quickly before we go to dip off and do the review, as we have lost the Betway Cup, and we'll go to the review. Thank you for all joining us throughout the pre-season. We will be seeing you next week for the Newcastle game. Thank you to everybody that donated. You've all been so kind to us. I'm sure Charlie will spam. Do you want me to spam the link of the review?
Spam the link in the chat. We'll be live on the review momentarily, everyone. We're just going to have to change the stream across real quick, and then we will be there to fully discuss the match in a more formal review setting. Thank you so much for joining us. Everyone who's been here: Irish Tommy, Foes, Kieran, Hammer Down Under, Rebecca, Ben, Cargill, Clayton, Nathan, Dean Marsh, Cam Goloff. I'm just saying the people who I can see on the screen. Tom Atherton. Welcome and thank you, everyone. Hammers Clips, of course, Will Blunt. I'm just reading the names I can see. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, Foshizi, and thank you, James Gunn, for the donations, as per usual. Absolute legends. Thank you. And everyone else, that is the review link. We will be live there in about 2 minutes. Everyone, run, jump across there. GSB out, of course. And yeah, we'll see you for the review.